Peace, peace, people. Welcome to Yemima's World, the Jelly Moose's Cafe. We are our ancestors. I am your hostess, Yemima, and as always, it's good to be Black in the land of the living once again. We are still into Black History Month, and of course, we know that we being Black, we are Black history all day long, 365, 24/7, and a leap year, 366 days out of the year. All right, so so you can see the picture on the front. And it came across my feed on social media, across my Facebook feed. And thought it was not ironic, but I had posted a picture a few days ago of Damien X at the White House, little Damien X, a little booger boy at the White House. And I may have mentioned it before that it doesn't sit well when you talk about little sun dodging kids. Some of the sun dodging that are parents of little sun dodgers, they take offense to you talking about sun dodging children. They think that their children are off limits, that you should not speak ill of some children. And I didn't speak ill of him. I just simply said he was eating boogers and wiping him on the Resolute desk, which he was. And that wasn't anything ill, but it rubbed some, people, less melanated people, the wrong way. So then this came across my feed today. And so I shared it, to my page. And my caption was, we're supposed to leave little booger boy alone. And several people, they didn't comment on it, but they, an emoji like thumbs up, sad, happy, blah, blah, blah. So most of the people who were melanated, who looks like me and who looks like most of y'all that are listening, they gave the angry emoji because they should be. This is what they did to our babies. And the less melanated people emoji was wow. And I didn't know how to take that. I don't know how to take wow because it could be taken two ways. It could be wow with, fright, like, wow, I can't believe they did this. They would do something like this. Or wow, that's awesome. I don't know. I don't think it was the wow, that's awesome. But I kind of don't understand why it wasn't an angry face. Why it was a wow face. And why my saying something about just mentioning Burger Boy, that it triggered people to be, angry that I said something, but pictures like this didn't anger them. So what you're seeing on the front there is a picture of what used to happen to our babies in the early 1900s after emancipation, after Reconstruction. They were still acting a fool to our babies. And they used to have a game at carnivals and fairs called, hit the N-word baby. And you can see the word there on the screen. And what they would do is the children would stick their heads through a hole and they would throw tomatoes and oranges and eggs and baseballs at the children's head to see if they could hit the child and, they would win prizes. They also had human zoos at carnivals and at fairs where children would be in cages and in pens, and they would feed them. The people that came would be able to throw bananas and feed them, like they were feeding a pet zoo. And so this is something that physically happened to our babies. And the emotion that less melanated sun dodgers came up with to this was wow. Now I don't know how our babies came to do this. I don't know how they came to participate in this. I don't know if they were taken from their homes, if they were taken off the street and made to participate. I don't know. I don't know. Because unfortunately, in the past and even in the present, we voluntarily allow some people to treat our children in certain ways, for money, um, for fame. I mean, Hollywood's full of it. I mean, if you look at the documentaries on childhood stars, we still, even to today, allow people to treat our babies um, in disgust. And they do too. It's not just us, they do too. But ours, essentially, ours is more than theirs are, because they offer us money that we have never seen, and we tend to allow our babies to get caught up in some BS. So I was really just again disturbed by the Sun Dodgers. Now I have to share this story with you. A few years ago, and it's not just the babies, because we as adults, oh Lord have mercy, sometimes we as adults will allow them to take advantage of us and become their puppet and do some stupid-ish. So I was at a bank a few years ago, and I won't tell you the name of the bank, but it's in a big retail store. It's one of the stores we'll be boycotting soon. But it was in a retail store, and when I went in, there was a black lady. She was sitting out front, and she was tied, literally tied to a chair, and she had a piece of tape over her mouth, and written on the piece of tape, it said, "Feed me." And so I asked the teller behind the desk, I said, "What the plug?" And he said, "Yeah, we're raising money for a organization, and she can't be untied until she reaches a specific goal. And by feeding her, you would give donations to the organization. And once she's met her goal of donation, then they would untie her." And I looked at Sister Girl and I said, "Are you okay with this?" And she shook her head, yes. And I'm like, what the hell? So see, our people, we are so brainwashed. We just don't know our history, that they can tell us to do something and we think it's fun. We think it's funny. And it's neither. It's neither. So yeah, I just wanted to share this part of Black history. Another thing I want to say was that our children are getting ready to go through this again. Not to this extent, I hope not. But they are getting ready to go through a phase where young spawns of Satan will be challenging your children at school, community centers. It doesn't matter. They will be challenging them. We have heard, even in the past, before First Lady Trump took office again, where in schools where there were white boys bullying black kids and trying to drown them and unalive them, and trying to sell them on online. So our children are getting ready to go through something like this times 10 again. So parents, look, even if they decided to continue teaching Black history in school, it's still going to be very whitewashed, as it was before. This was never taught to us in school. So we don't want them to return to the Black history that was taught before. We want them to teach it in fullness and in wholeness without being whitewashed. A lot of the Black history that they taught, I'm surprised that they want to remove it, because it's all whitewashed. So I don't know why they even want it removed. It really does not give the full story of what our ancestors went through. So you're going to have to teach your kids. So you can't say that if teaching Black history in school makes little white Jimmy and Jane uncomfortable, then so be it. You're going to have to teach your children the uncomfortable parts too. just like this story. You're going to have to show them. You're going to have to tell them. You're going to have to tell them some of the phrases that they use. So when their little white friends at school say something like that, they'll know, you know what? I ain't going with that. You're going to have to teach our babies. Up to us. And to the Sun Dodgers, get over yourselves. We really, really are not concerned about your feelings right now. We really aren't. We are concerned about how we're going to get through this. So if your feelings get hurt, oh well, they just going to be hurt. All right, so that's it. I just wanted to bring this story on Black History. Teach your kids, teach your parents, kids. If you know the story, tell it to your parents, because some of us, again, this stuff was not taught to us in school. So you kids, you're gonna have to research, and tell some stories to your parents, things that they don't know. All right, so until next time, you know the drill. Love yourself, love each other, give yourself some grace, give each other some grace. Um, I'm sitting here in the Hampton Roads area. We still got a lot of snow left. It snowed last night yesterday afternoon from about 1 o'clock till about maybe 1 or 2 this morning. So we got about 6 inches. I hope wherever you are staying warm. I hope you didn't get a lot of snow. And until next time, we are our ancestors. Honor your ancestors, they will honor you. Peace.